Okay, so hello and welcome to anyone who is tuning in live through YouTube. As per usual with these live streams, we'll take about 5-10 minutes for people to join in, and then we will officially begin. So if you're watching the recording, you can move up to about the 5-10 minute mark, and that's when we'll start. Hello, May. Welcome. Just going to make an announcement. Hi there, Susan. And Guled, hello.
Hello.
Jeremy, Linda, Steve, and Courtney. Fabian, hi Morgan.
Hello.
Nikki, hello. Derek, nice to see you, May.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hi there, Jeremy.
Hello.
And hello,
I'm actually push
Stina
to talk.
and Anna. Hi there, Robert. Robert, I was wondering if you've been able to find that book that I've been reading from for the Zen sayings. Usually you're able to come up with it pretty quickly. But this one I think you haven't found it maybe.
Not yet, not yet. I
Okay.
will, if I do, I will certainly share it for the benefit of everyone. So,
I will I will share it right now. Okay, I'll share it
okay.
in voice text right now. As long as I can find it. Yes, here it is. So I share that in voice text. So hello,
Voice text.
Cliff. Glad that you're here, Cliff. And 80. 80 asked a very Zen question recently. What does resin have to do with Zen? And burning the cover of my Kindle is the answer to that. So also Gabe is here, and Cagnall, Francie, and David. Great to have everyone here. And if you're watching through YouTube, go ahead and say hello. I see Matt, Tony, Michelle, Kit, Janelle, Cubano, Arushi, Susan. Wonderful. So just take a few moments to get settled in, to get comfortable, and then we will begin. We have quite a special guest here at the temple who just arrived from Germany, a German Siale, a German nun, who's coming to stay at the temple for a while. So we're really lucky to have her in our presence. Hi there, Jay. Do you mind if I turn the camera so they can see the group gathered here? Okay, yeah. So you can see everyone here at the temple sitting, also enjoying the fire. I have to turn this. All right. Not perfect, but you can see I'm not just by myself in my parents' house, but we are here at the Buddhist temple in southern Italy, the Barwa Center. But the Dharma is the same wherever you are, so you don't have to be in a temple to practice it. Okay, hi Siraj, Crunchy, and Janelle watching on YouTube. I see WMD, full house this evening, this afternoon, if you're in the US. Oh, Liebe Grub, Liebe Gruß, Grüße. What is the meaning?
Greetings.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Fabian. We appreciate Liebe Grub.
Grüße.
Huh?
Liebe
Grüße. Liebe Grüße.
Yeah.
Nikki also sang Liebe Grüße to the German nun. What is your name, Siale? Panyavati. Siale Panyavati. So, Liebe Grüße Rose, she says. So we're all communicating. Okay. Just another minute or so before we officially start.
A hammer
Yeah.
behind the computer.
Okay, so welcome to everyone who's here. What we're going to be doing this evening, or whatever time it is where you are at this moment. So we're going to practice some meditation together with a little bit of guidance. And then we will receive, listen to, soak in some Zen teachings, some wisdom teachings about the enlightenment mind, the path of ending suffering. We'll do that together as a community, and then we'll finish off with a chanting of the Heart Sutra. So let's all take a moment to find our meditation posture, whatever that might be. As we were reading in our gathering earlier today, comfortable, relaxed, and upright. So your shoulders can be back, your chest, and especially your stomach open so that your lungs can breathe freely, easily. As we find that meditation position, we can close our eyes and start to take a few deep breaths. So we breathe deeply and begin to bring the mind into the body. Start to allow gravity to do its work. Allow the shoulders and the back, the stomach to relax. Letting the breath find a natural rhythm. As we practice meditation, we are giving up, giving away, letting go of a lot. The past and the future, goals and expectations, this constant need to react to ideas, mental or physical experiences. Starting to exchange our constant way of reacting to everything, responding to everything with a sense of stopping and settling, putting the body down, putting down this sense of constant activity, constant need to do something or go somewhere or to judge. Just at this moment to let the body be still. And as we practice to allow the body to give the body a chance to sit, to settle, we can feel the breath as it flows in through our nose and goes deep down the throat, into the lungs, all the way down into the stomach. Becoming vividly aware, clearly aware of the body sitting here at this moment. And as we breathe in deeply with a lot of richness and a lot of sincerity, we can recognize this wonderful, amazing gift of this is what is happening right now. Allowing the body to relax and the breath to find a natural rhythm. Breathing in, we are fully aware, fully attentive to this moment. Breathing out, relaxing, letting gravity do its work. Letting the body find a place of natural stillness. Touching so directly this realization, this special kind of seeing that this is what is happening right now. Not in a conceptual way, but the experience that this is what is happening right now. Breathing and being aware of the body. We breathe in a way to relax and release any tension. And we practice in a way that has no goal and no expectation. So there's no experience that can interfere or interrupt this practice, but rather that any difficulty, any distraction, something to relax, to release, to refresh with this special kind of seeing. This just breathing and being aware that is so inclusive, so all accepting. If we find a feeling or a moment where it's like we're sitting on an anthill, it's like we've just got to go somewhere and do something else, we've just got to give up. Just notice that and release, relax, refresh. You're here to practice. Returning our full attention to the breath, flowing in and flowing out. Just breathing and being aware. Meditation is a time to enjoy deeply, to connect deeply with what is. To relax fully and to be aware. Remembering to stay very close to this breathing and being aware. The direct, lived experience of it, moment by moment. No fogginess, no haze, no trying to have our peaceful meditation experience, but really breathing and being aware. And to know, breathing and being aware, that this is what is happening right now. Allow each and every sensation, each and every experience to be an invitation for continuation, to return, to remember your practice, your awareness, your present-mindedness. not to be serious, but to be sincere, to be wholehearted in our application of the meditation method, following the breath as it flows in, deep into our lungs, into our body, and flows out. Just breathing and being aware. Check in with your body and see if there is any kind of pain or tension, tightness or squeezing, any aspect of your bodily experience that is uncomfortable or inconvenient. Whatever you notice, accept, allow, relax. Breathing in deeply, we can begin to become aware of the body as a whole sitting here at this moment. Feeling the heart beating, feeling the lungs expanding and contracting. At this moment, just breathing and being aware of the body. Just breathing and being aware of the mind. Without any interference, without adding any kind of complication. Just to sit, just to breathe, just to be aware. So we'll move into the portion of our practice together where we listen to some Zen teachings. And curiously enough, the Zen teaching that we'll start with is an advertisement on the front of my Kindle for some kind of romance book. We all have two lives, and the second one starts when we realize that we have only one. Never lose hope, life's second chance. So this moment, this present experience, all that we have, all that we have ever had. I was speaking with a resident, a volunteer of the center, wonderful young person named Mickey, and he was asking me about the practice and starting it and developing it. And he was asking me about the beginning of my practice, the beginning of getting into meditation, and I responded to him, and it's quite true. This is the beginning. This is where it starts. So to have this beginner's mind is to have an authentic mind, is to have a mind of clear seeing at this moment, that this is the beginning. So don't cheat yourself. Don't wait for it. Don't go looking for it. This is the beginning. This is it. Find your realization, find your peace, find your life in this very breath, in this very body. Don't be shy to experience fully. Don't wait for someone else to give it to you. Don't look towards others for your own hands and feet. this normal, ordinary mind. To really feel the body exactly the way it is right now. Some people spend their whole lives in a state of striving, driving from one destination to the next, choosing between this and that. A single moment of stopping, a single moment of experiencing life just as it is right now. Life in stillness, allowing the body and mind to melt. Regardless of the conditions, if it's too hot or too cold, but to detach, to let go moment by moment. To let this constant sense of craving and avoidance fizzle out, just under its own power, it fizzles out. To know that this is what is happening is profound, is insight. Everywhere you go, everywhere you look, someone has a different idea about what is happening, what should be happening, what they want to happen, how they want you to be involved with that. Drink Coke, no wait. Drink Pepsi. So, not choosing between Coke or Pepsi, but finding out for yourself through experience what is happening right now. And to be fully with that. Sectarianism. Zen is not founded or sustained on the premise that there is a doctrine or an ideology to be transmitted. It is just a matter of direct guidance to the human mind, perception of its essence, and achievement of awakening. How could there be any sectarian styles to be valued? There were differences in the modes of teaching set up by later Zen teachers, and there were both traditions and changes. Eventually, they made many digressions, contradicting and attacking each other. They do not distinguish the profound from the superficial, and do not know that the great way has no sides, and the streams of truth have the same flavor. If you make subjective, personalistic judgments of past and present events, not having been through the process of refining and purifying your insight, this is like trying to do a sword dance without having learned to handle a sword. So when we gather in this way to look at the mind itself, this normal, ordinary mind, it's not that we reject past and future. It's not that we reject practicality, but it's learning how to handle a sword before we go waving it around, before we go juggling ideas of past and future. to know and experience directly this normal, ordinary mind. What is this normal, ordinary mind? No one else can tell you that. No one else can show you that. You have to see for yourself. You have to look for yourself. Not through complicated thinking, not through subjective, frivolous desires and judgments, but through a deep, sincere looking. Breathing and being aware. Someone asked Fen Yang, "What is the work of a teaching master?" Fen Yang replied, "Impersonally guiding those with affinity." The original Buddha nature of all living beings is like the bright moon in the sky. It is only because it is covered by floating clouds that it cannot appear. When will you ever stop competing? Before you realize, the scenery of spring has turned to autumn. The leaves fall. The geese migrate. The frost gradually grows colder. Clothed and housed, with shoes on your feet. What more do you want? What more do you seek? Devil, Buddha, mind. When you know the mind, mind is Buddha. If you don't know it, it is the devil. Devil and Buddha are products of one mind. Buddha is real, and the devil is madness. Few people believe their inherent mind is Buddha. Most will not take this seriously and therefore are cramped. They are wrapped up in illusions, cravings, resentments, and other afflictions, all because they love the cave of ignorance. Seeing, experiencing that this normal, ordinary mind is no other than the mind of awakening, the mind of enlightenment. As we ring the sound of the bell, allow it to brighten up that dark cave of ignorance, that clouded place of self-judgment, subjective ideas, afflictions. And through this practice of just breathing, just being aware, experience for yourself this normal, ordinary mind. At this time, everyone is invited to bring their hands together, and we will have a chanting of the Heart Sutra. Mahaprajna Paramita Heart Sutra. When the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara was coursing in the deeper Prajna Paramita, she realized that all the 5 skandhas are empty, thereby transcending all sufferings. O Shariputra, form is not other than emptiness, and emptiness not other than form. Form is precisely emptiness, and emptiness precisely form. So also are sensation, perception, volition, and consciousness. Shariputra, this form of the emptiness of all dharmas is non-arising, non-perishing, non-impure, non-pure, non-increasing, and non-decreasing. Therefore, in emptiness there is no form, and no sensation, perception, volition, or consciousness. No eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, or mind. No sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, or thought. There is no realm of the eye all the way up to no realm of consciousness. There is no ignorance and also no ending of ignorance. Through to no aging and death and no ending of aging and death. There is no suffering, no cause of suffering, no cessation of suffering, and no path. There is no wisdom and also no attainment. With nothing to attain, bodhisattvas relying on prajna paramita have no obstructions in their minds. Having no obstructions, there is no fear, and departing far from confusion and delusion, they reach ultimate nirvana. All Buddhas of the past, present, and future, relying on prajna paramita, attain supreme Buddhahood. Therefore, the prajna paramita is the great mantra of power, the great mantra of wisdom, the supreme mantra and the unequaled mantra which is able to transcend all sufferings. It is real and not false. Therefore he uttered the mantra of prajna paramita by saying, Gate, gate, para, gate, para, samgate, bodhisvaha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.
So at this time, everyone, if anyone would like to ask a question, then there is the space for doing that. If anyone has a question they'd like to ask.
I have a question.
Okay.
Is listening to Ken music, before meditation a good way to prepare for meditation?
Usually, listening to music is not the way that you would prepare for meditation. But if it was listening to some Buddhist chanting or something that helped you to calm down and relax, then that might be helpful, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, thank you for your question.
I have a question.
Okay.
Yes, I think a lot about the non-attachment thing, and that you should let go. And but we are here in this community with each other, so we want to connect to other people. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, you want to connect with other people? That's all right.
No, but yes, but the Buddhism says that you should disconnect and let go, and you shouldn't attach to other people. So
Yes.
it's a double for me. I don't really know. Explain, please.
So, detachment is not rejection. And this is quite a frustrating idea, a kind of frustrating opinion that people often hold about Buddhist and Buddhist philosophy. So, letting go is to release, to relax at this moment. To reject is to try and get rid of, to push away. It's actually another form of craving. So, craving, desire, and aversion, rejection, are both and at the same cause of suffering in Buddhism. So there's no teaching that as Buddhists we think we should reject things. Actually, it's exactly the opposite. The cause of your suffering is that you want to reject. That you have this feeling that this is good, this is bad, I want this, I don't want that. Letting go, to detach, is to breathe and be aware at this moment, to not be stuck in this feeling of pushing away and pulling towards, this constant state of desire, this constant state of aversion. So let go, relax, refresh and restart at this moment. But do not reject something that's helpful for you. And also do not be in a constant state of desire for seeking after what is helpful for you. Detach, let go, be here now. Be aware at this moment. Breathe and be aware. Detach from that mind that is constantly wants to grasp, to hang on to. Release.
I just want
Okay.
to say one thing. It's not a question, but
Thank you,
before this
Christina.
meditation, I was
You.
Okay, Jeremy, you want to share something from your heart?
I was watching
Hey.
your Zen meditation video before this meditation, and in it, you said something, or in the book you read, that it doesn't matter, like all this stuff. Something like it doesn't matter, and then that just really worked for me. Just like trying to find like the right way, it just doesn't matter. While I'm meditating, I think
Ame Tofa. Hello.
Go ahead, Jeremy. Do you have anything else you wanted to add to that?
also like I learned like stop trying to find like what's or like trying to define what's good and bad, or like I'm trying to find I'm always constantly like trying to find like what's like, the best and what's like trying to find what's bad. It's like
Well,
it doesn't matter.
yeah, be careful about the it doesn't matter, but it's
Yeah, I know what you mean.
don't take yourself too seriously. Don't take every thought too seriously. And everything does matter. Everything is precious, but it's to be aware of it, not to be fixated by it or in it, not to be in a constant state of reaction to it, but it's to
I was trying to fix
recognize,
it.
to be aware in each moment of what's happening, and that being aware of what's happening is not talking cha 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 cha, or building blocks of thought and ideas on top of each other endlessly, but is to be aware and to refresh, release, relax at each moment. And in that, it doesn't matter. I think we can find that every moment, every breath, every experience is precious, is alive, is very, very important, because that's your place of practice. That's your place of releasing, relaxing, refreshing. That's your place of detachment. So to be fully aware at each moment. And we do that not through concepts, not through beliefs, but through a really succinct, a really clear, a really consistent and continuous awareness of the body, awareness of the breath, heart. We feel the heart beating, we feel the lungs taking in air and the lungs flowing, the air flowing out. And we return to that, we stay with that in our lives. It's a kind of refuge.
Also, in the Zen reading you did now, you said this like still the moment, like still it, or something like that, and I'm like, I was using that in this meditation. Whenever I got like distracted, I'll just like still like the moment back. But I don't know if that's like resisting it or kind of like acknowledging it. If that's the right thing to do.
Stay with your breath, stay with your practice, and keep in mind to refresh and to restart, to come back to a kind of natural state of being aware, rather than some thing you think you're trying to get, or some certain experience that you should have or that you're working towards. But just to
Like
relax and to settle and to calm and to simplify. If it's simple, then it's good. If it's complicated, then it's not practical for meditation.
so I'll get uncomfortable and then I'll like think to like, still the like moment back. That's how I was like using. But I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's a process, step by step, breath by breath, moment by moment. Try it
Because
that way.
you were saying like how long are you going to wait until Like you know, wait until the next season to like start being conscious. It's like you're saying how it starts with now.
Yes, it starts now. So you can practice breathing and being aware right now. Okay, thank you for sharing that, Jeremy. Does anyone else have a question or something they want to ask?
I have a question about like pain, like back pain, mate, if I can ask that.
Well, let's give people an opportunity to ask. We'll see if anyone else has a question here. Chris, did you want to ask something?
Yeah, I do have a question. So I know how you say in meditation we shouldn't be trying to have any sort of experience. Um, but in life, like I guess on a day-to-day basis or like a larger scale basis, are there experiences that we should want to have? Like, should we set goals for our future in life? Because sometimes I feel like um life just happens to me, and I'm not actually actively um striving towards something in my life, and I don't know if there should be something that I ultimately try to achieve.
Well, you should try to achieve more wholesome states of mind and more independence in any given situation in your life. So when we practice meditation, to know what is happening right now, um, we don't have to depend on other people or outside situations to define our life for us. And we also don't need to take for granted, who am I? But we actually look into this question. We look into the nature of ourself. Who is this person that life is happening to? What is happening at this moment, not in general. But if we do good deeds and we practice to not be overly attached to outcomes, then we should move more and more towards cultivating wholesome states of mind. More peace, more kindness, more compassion, more joy, more equanimity, a feeling of balance. So those are what we should work towards. And then you have the practical side of your life, which be practical and do your best to take care of it.
Thank you. That helped me a lot.
Okay, Jeremy, what's your question about pain?
Well, it's my first like meditation where I like had back pain sitting, and I found it like distracting. But in Zen meditation book you're reading, uh, in the video, not this session, you're saying how you can use the pain, or in the book it was saying that you can use the pain to help you like be in the moment. But then I couldn't figure out how to do that, and it was distracting me.
So you experiment, but from a place of stillness. You have to work on being still. When I see you have your camera on, which is good. When you're practicing meditation, you're like a little bunny rabbit, jumping around to different places in your room, moving around. It's almost like an animated show when I look onto your camera, but you are trying. So the experimentation that we do in meditation needs to come from a place of stillness. So as you move around and you find those moments of stillness, then you can experiment more in that clean room of your mind, in that place of simplicity, that place of simple stillness. And so when you feel pain like that, take a few moments to look directly at the pain, to be with the pain without movement. And then if it's too much, if it's too distracting, slowly, gently adjusting your posture, moving your leg out or stretching it out, and then continuing with your meditation method, focusing on the breath as you feel it coming in through the nose, filling up the lungs, and going out. Simplifying and relaxing. Okay? It's a process, not a race, not a goal-oriented activity, but just to settle, to simplify, to relax, to be still.
Like, I know some people have chronic back pain and they can't do much about that, but if it's pain that can be solved by moving around a bit, do you, do you use the pain to like, do you just put up with it and use the pain to help you like focus or concentrate on the moment?
Sometimes you can sit and focus on the pain. If it's too distracting, you can move your body slightly and then continue your meditation method. A lot of the questions that we have are just nonsense.
I like that.
A lot of the questions that we have are just nonsense. And the answer to those questions is to return to the meditation method. At least in this context, working with a meditation teacher, working in a meditation group. A lot of the answers to our questions are return to your method. And if you try that enough times, your questions can get better in terms of meditation. But if you try that enough times and you're not really able to ask a better question, then the support that you may need may be from a different direction. Therapist, a good friend that you need to talk about the situation with, whatever it might be. But the practice in the meditation is we try and we try and we try, and there's a practice that comes out of that. We notice that there is a ability that we have to calm, to settle, to be still. And even though our mind is always jumping around, asking questions, talking, chit-chatting, even when we're just eating a carrot, cha-cha-cha-cha-cha, talking constantly, but that there's also this ability to settle, to relax, to calm, to still, and that ability can be trained, that we can practice with it, and that we can rely on it. But it's not a substitute for, our therapy or good friends, good relationships, the practical things in our lives. We can't substitute meditation for that. And really, it all comes together. They support each other. All the different avenues of medication, therapy, different practical environments that we find ourselves in. It all works together, and we can make progress. But it starts from the meditation side of it on calming and relaxing and developing a relationship with stillness and with the simplicity of just breathing and being aware, just applying your method, and that you can rely on that in any given situation. Okay, Jeremy? So work with that for a bit. And thank you for your continued efforts to practice. I'm very proud of you. And it's always good to see you in here and see you putting forth your effort. It's really good. It's really wonderful. Just take it slow. Yeah. So we've come to the end of our practice together, and we usually like to do 3 sadhus together in harmonizing. We already did 3, but we'll do 3 more. And this word sadhu has the meaning of excellent, wonderful, good job. We give ourselves a pat on the back. And it's also an ending point. So we have a beginning to our practice, we have the practice itself, and then we have an ending. And after we end, we give up, we let go of the experiences that we've had here. We don't try to hang on to it or try to perpetuate it, but we detach, we let go, we go back to our normal, ordinary mind, that way of taking care of our life in a wholesome, in a simple way, and ideally according to the precepts. This morning or in our earlier session, we took the precepts. So Jeremy, I know that we talked a little bit about that, so you can keep the precepts in mind as well in your normal, ordinary, everyday life. Okay? So let's all bring our hands together and we can chant this word sadhu 3 times. Sadhu. Sadhu. Thank you everyone for your participation. See you again soon. Take care.